I don't know. Driving on the left, that'll do it. So, okay. Sure.
Just a thought, is this approach more for the artist's sake rather than for the sake of the object that somebody else can appreciate? I mean, or the object that somebody can appreciate as a byproduct or just whatever comes out, but I'm just wondering if there's an emphasis that's
Right.
quite different from traditional.
Right. If I understand your question correctly, I believe certainly it's for the artist's benefit. But as viewers, we need to always be aware. I mean, I love Renaissance painting. I mean, not that it was done 400, 500 years ago. But I also need to be reminded as a viewer that artists are bringing things, especially today, new ideas into the mix. And that I think that when I see an odd exhibition, my first response is, does it fit into my brain into what I think art is? And then if it fits, great. If not, then often I'll walk away. But that's to my detriment. By staying and looking a little bit longer, we're able to see how that experience of seeing something new can let us grow. Let us grow in ways that, okay, I have to believe that an artist meant what they were saying. I think that's kind of a rule of thumb. Whenever I look at new art, I have to believe that this person who is making this is committed to making it. And just because it doesn't fit in within my existing canon doesn't mean that I can't allow it in for a little while. So once again, we suspend judgment for a period of time, allow the artwork to settle. Like, not like, doesn't matter, is not a part of the equation. If it really is something new, sometimes that can be exciting, sometimes something new can be distressing. But if the world were nothing but, coconut cream pie, it would get pretty boring pretty quick. Ma'am?
Yeah, I just had another thought on that, on the what ifs. Actually, my whole artistic movement has been a what if, where I'm working in one media, and I'll have some images, something I'll think, wow, I wonder what that would look like in what, like in jewelry, and then I'll take that image and move it over into that other medium. And I've really, like if you see I've taken images from large pastel drawings and reduced them into jewelry. I've taken, images from the jewelry and put them someplace, and the photography came from someplace else. It's going back into jewelry now.
Yeah. Bob Stackhouse makes the statement like yours of when he's making a sculpture, he's thinking about it, drawing it. When he's making a drawing or a painting, he's thinking about a sculpture. So in that sense, kind of expands the way we approach a medium.
It's a creative, nutritional source.
Breathing in and is delicious and nutritional. It's breathing in and breathing out at the same time. We can breathe out and say the same thing over and over again, which gets redundant, didactic, limiting. Or we can breathe in and allow some new works in that will help us to grow. And then suspend judgment while we figure out what the heck we just did. So, good question. Ma'am.
I'm wondering, like, from the point of view of an artist, if you can't possibly get, I mean, I like this approach, but if also you couldn't possibly just get caught up into novelty for novelty's sake without sort of going back and trying to hone some actual skills in certain media. In other words, couldn't it be tempting to just kind of play, in a sense? All the time?
Yeah, and I think it is for me to a degree. Now, for some artists, it's the way they are, and we have to believe that that's what they want to do is play. For myself, when I find the strange attractor, something that unsettles me, then it's time to explore what it means to me. And then I explore for a while, and then I get bored of hearing myself talk, and then I have to introduce something new again. So it is, you're right, it is very much about instituting something new, and then allowing ideas to conflate, and then seeing what happens after that. Conflate, that's my new favorite word. But investigation beyond that is also valid and valuable for an artist. When we create a new form, how does that relate to our existing vocabulary? I think we can regenerate the same vocabulary over and over and over again, which I've been guilty of and still am guilty of. And there's a satisfaction in that, because after a while people get to know what my artwork looks like, and I can create something they know is me, and then I feel like important or something. But the idea of recognizing that and seeing when I'm doing it no longer benefits me as an artist, then I can begin to investigate something new. Does that answer your question?
Well, I didn't really have a question, I guess. It's just as much of a comment is that I guess I was thinking more in terms of not trying to sort of get good at something and master something and just sort of let yourself go and play around all the time. And not that couldn't increase your skills, but I can see it in a way as a temptation maybe to just kind of goof around. But maybe goofing around is good.
Yeah, I know some people who just goof around, and they drive me crazy, but they love it, and they seem to thrive on that, and that's a good thing for them. But I think it's like two ends of two poles. One is being the artist who's always trying to master something, master to the nth degree, where it becomes nonsensical. And then the other end of the spectrum is the artist who's just out there, whimsical, plays, which is fine too. Just drives me crazy. Yeah. Any more thoughts, questions, comments? Well, thank you so much for coming and letting me present this idea here.
Thank you.